Mental Health Monday.
Mental Health Monday.
I guess kind of going back, because you asking these questions and it's super, it's loaded, but it's like I don't have that much.
But it's necessary.
But it's necessary. I don't have the context.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm having that thought and it's due to betrayal, first thing I'm gonna say is, figure out how you can speak to somebody and process that.
Yeah.
Processing it by yourself is going to be difficult, right? So I would say, if it's not a supported loved one or somebody you really care about, maybe looking to find a therapist or somebody that you can work with to kind of help process that out. That's something that I don't know if I would recommend doing by yourself because there's so many layers there. And you getting stuck, if you're already there feeling that way, it's going to be hard to kind of work yourself out of it by yourself.
Yeah.
So I would recommend seeking out help, hotline therapist, somebody that can kind of help you process those thoughts out and work to a plan to make sure that, you're safe, but also this is why I feel the way I feel. This is where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Is this person capable? Yes or no? And then can process it out.
Yeah.
Because I get, when you're asking those questions, I get a little answer because I don't want to provide.
You don't want someone to take this advice and be like, this is what we got to do.
Yeah, this is what we got to do. Yeah,
but you're speaking from, and I tell people, hey, if you don't have an answer, give us your concerns.
Yeah.
That paints the picture better.
Right. But just, don't know where that person is at.
Yeah. You never know where they're at.
You never know where they're at. So you can say it, but then I don't know if you had a plan. I don't know if you intended. I don't know the severity. Right? So if I say what I say, that might not be enough.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna lean back and kind of say, reach out to somebody that's a therapist or a mental professional to help you process those thoughts.
I think, you warned me that when I started this work, people are going to start looking to me for advice on. I don't think suicide should be considered the only mental health emergency. I think the mental health emergency is when things have shifted for someone. That's how I view it.
Yeah.
You feel me? Society views, hey, they're about to take their life. It's an emergency. No, it was an emergency way before that.
Yeah.
When they were talking to you and things were getting
that was the first emergency.
When they told you they don't feel right, when you think they may have been crying and you ignored it, when you can see they've becoming more angry than usual, you're already in the emergency. And a lot of us make the mistake of thinking the emergency is only an emergency if there's a life on the line.
Yes.
But an emergency is an emergency when normalcy has changed.
Yes.
And we're all just adapting to the change instead of taking time with the person if you care about them enough. And not a lot of us ask, hey man, if this wasn't an emergency, would we care about what's going on in this person's life? Just be honest. Like don't lie for me. I already don't give a fuck when I come in a room, but I learn to care about these people as I come into their lives.
Because you don't know. We've talked about all the time. You don't know where they're at.
We don't.
Or what's going on that day. So that could have been the catalyst, right? And that's why I said treating people in a certain way to make sure, because that's going to go a long way. Right. And I also bring up the quality of life and the affordability of life.
Yeah.
Because that could be the catalyst to spark off what's going on. So if you talk about, okay, if I feel betrayed by my career, betrayed by my personal endeavors, betrayed by the bills and the economy, I can't really give something to that.
Yeah.
Right. Because of what's going on. Right. I can't really tell you a treatment plan around that, but I can help you flush out and process those thoughts.
Yeah.
And so the thing is that, we really have to be more intentional with each other. And compassionate.
Yeah.
And stop.
Real compassion.
Huh?
Real compassion.
Real compassion, not fake compassion.
Not just you have me from 5 to 6 talk. And that's it. Only the 5 to 6.
Yeah.
They came at you at 6:05. You was like, nah, you had me at 5 to 6. I don't know what to tell you. That's crazy.
Yeah.
My 5 to 6 is done.
We got to check. We have to check in more often. We have to,
They have to find the check-in. Redefine a check-in.
Redefine it?
Yeah, no, check-in needs to be redefined.
Yeah.
People think check-in is just asking, hey, how are you? My boss at one of my jobs one time, who I haven't talked to for 2 months, asked me how I'm doing. And I gave him the usual response, and then he just stared at me. And I said, oh, you really want to know how I'm doing? He said, yeah. I said, we've been practicing not doing this for 2 months, so excuse me if I didn't get that right the first time.
But some people won't, they'll just say I'm good, but not be really good. And some people also are not in a position to even process what that person is going on, and they don't even want to hear it. They just say it to be saying it. And so...
Or there's a risk.
Or there's a risk.
I tell you the truth, and all of a sudden, my hours start getting less. You're starting to tell me I need to make hours for things, but I know I need money to get things done. So you lessening my hours and you making that decision without my permission doesn't help me in what I have going on.
Right. Risk, liability. It's just kind of go back and forth, man.
Nah, it is, man. I once accidentally, purposefully came up with a solution for someone who is dealing with this currently. And her and I, we sat down. I did a whole video about it. Her and I, we sat down. She told me about everything that's going on, and she was telling me about her expectations and where she would be right now. And she never told me that she was having those thoughts, but my friend called me up and told me she was having those thoughts. And I was like, cool. Sat down. She didn't know me from a can of paint. I said, hey, look, you don't know me. You don't need to know me. You don't need to believe me, but I believe in you.
Yeah.
Because my friend knows you and they speak for you, and I've met you now. So she told me what's going on. I said, let's do this. I was like, what were the 3 things that made you happy when you were younger? She told me the 3 things. We made the list. I said, okay, that's dope, that's dope, that's dope. I said, okay, tell me about your life now. Tell me about her life now. And I said, you realize all the things that used to make you happy are not in your life right now, right?
Oh my God.
And she said, yeah. And I said, okay. Now, what are we going to do to reintroduce the things that make you happy and bring you joy back into your life? So she said, this, and this. I said, all right, so every week when I see you, I'm going to ask you about one of these things. And we're going to make action items to set these things up, whether it's dinner with people that you love, video games, or just working out. And every time you do it, I'm going to congratulate you. But when you don't, I'm not going to congratulate you. I'm just going to simply say, well, there's always tomorrow, and I'll be here tomorrow, so we get to talk about it when you do it. And since then, she's accomplished everything on her action items. I see the color in her skin getting better. Her partner told me they've been doing a great job. And I mean, they're redecorating the house. And I was like, what you were struggling with is real, but you do have to acknowledge what actions are you not taking to help yourself.
Yeah.
And it's your responsibility to bring and reintroduce joy into your life, and only you can do that for yourself.
Yeah.
But hopefully you have the right people around you.
Environment matters. Community matters. Intentionality matters. And to see, I'm gonna tell you again, like I'm gonna tell y'all, and hopefully the people see this video gonna tell you the same thing. That was all social work and therapist, baby. You know what I'm saying?
He said, hey man, your boy needs to just be hired, okay?
That's something that I utilize. I mean, such like that. I'm sorry.
No, you good. We boys. We boys.
See, I'm
think I'm worried now? You think I'm worried now? Come on. We broke bread on the couch, man. Stop playing.